Welcome back to another episode of Red Beard Survival and Outdoors, guys. Today we're going to go over what I got planted this year, what I'm going to do, show you guys the flower bed, and man, there's some white in that beard. Shoo! Getting old sucks, boys and girls. But yeah, hang tight and we'll get this video going the right way. All right, now welcome back, guys. So what I did this year was have my seedlings in here. So let me turn this around. There's the solar panels. But so I got corn down here, tomatoes, beets, basil, and onion in this one. And yes, I'm going to attempt to do the corn again this year. These little potters really are not that bad. I like them a lot. And then in this one, got the cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, and peas. They have not, and hopefully they do. So that's it for that one. Let's move down to the basement. Okay, guys, so I said we're going to the garage, but it's a beautiful day, so I figured we'd come out here. It's going to be a high of 67 degrees. It's 19.4 degrees Celsius today, so yes, it's going to be beautiful. But let's take a little second to explain why I'm going to do the potted planters and not grow here in the backyard. Decent sized backyard, very nice. We have what's called an HOA here. An HOA is a homeowners association. So basically they can tell you how, what you can do with the outside and everything else. So here you cannot have a garden or a elevated garden from what I was seeing. Plenty of, like I said, plenty of space here. It's huge. It would have been perfect. The spot that I wanted is literally right over here on the right, which you can't see, but that's okay. So I'm going to go with the planters again this year. They did well last year. I was new to doing it last year, so this year I'm going to take time and actually do it probably the right way instead of doing it I did it last year. Didn't do it wrong last year. Sorry about that. Had a phone call. Didn't do it wrong last year, but I didn't do it the way it's the way I can think about that. I didn't do it the right way, I guess you could say. So we're going to do it again this year. I did carve out a little spot in between where we had a swing that kind of fell last year, right after we moved in, which, among other things. So I built a little box in between. I did run my cordage up. I'm going to have a vertical tomato. That's just going to be for tomatoes. So I'm going to try to get the tomatoes to grow vertical to just get more out of the soil, more out of the land that I'm using over here, since I don't have much room. On the other side, I'm going to take a video of it. I'm going to build a shelving space for the planters. I want them outside. I tried the grow lights over the winter. I'm new to that also. They didn't do bad, but you know, the only thing that I produced is the sugar daddy peas. So with that being said, all I'm going to do is show you how to utilize and make sure your buckets and everything are good to go. The buckets that I got are Home Depot buckets. Typically you want to have a light color bucket, that way it doesn't get too hot. But I'm going with what I got on a budget. So hang tight and I'll show you the buckets and the drainage that I got going. this will be the other spot too that I'm going to build up. I'm going to have a 2-tier shelf hopefully that I'm going to run strings up like I got here. I don't know if you can really see it that well, but I do have the wood chips down there. I've had that down for about 2 weeks now to start getting the soil where I want it. Okay guys, so this is the bucket I was telling you about. Home Depot bucket, 5-gallon bucket, 12 inches across, plenty of space to grow whatever you want in it. Birds are loud today. It's a beautiful thing. Drainage holes. Definitely make sure you have your drainage holes. As you can see, we got some water coming out, but anyway, make sure you have your drainage holes the way they should be. So in this one, I literally have, I got 5 on the bottom, and then I went all the way around the sides also, just to have enough drainage. I know a lot of people will put in a thin layer of rocks to help with the drainage. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and get everything put in it. I might put a piece of paper in it and go that way. But other than that, this is the bucket that I'm going to be using for everything else. Hang tight. Okay, I had to go grab this one. And I do also have these here. These are another bucket. I think this is a 4-gallon maybe. But this would be another one that I use. Good drainage holes in the bottom. Like I said, I'm just utilizing what I've already have at the ready. So the 4-gallon one has, it's a 12-inch open. It's just not as deep. I think it's like probably 10 inches deep. No, it's deeper than that. I don't know. I didn't measure it yet. But that's that. So now the next part is I'm going to show you what I've already planted, and then we're going to go from there. So what I got cooking here, which you've seen at the beginning of the video, I don't know where he is. He is super loud though. At the beginning of the video, these are all radishes. There is a little guy starting to come up here, which is awesome because I just planted this 2 days ago. So they germinate pretty quick. Up here is the strawberries that we planted a couple days ago. I did put the wood chips in there to try to help with the fertilization. Then I also have here these blueberries, which I need to find a good spot. We need some acidic soil for that, so I'm going to have to go and do that myself, or find a big enough planter to put both of these in it. I did get one. The cat kind of maybe sort of ate the tips off of this one, so we're going to see how this goes. That's why I got that. But also need acidic soil, so I might try to find a bigger planter, like a big planter, to put these in so I can control the HP of the soil. These are what was left over of the strawberries that we got. This is actually a bag, and I'll put in the description which one those are. We'll see how good they do. And this was a leftover from, this is cauliflower, but this is leftover from the grow lights. I'm just kind of going to leave it in here to see what happens. Not really expecting anything big to come of this. So, but, and this is the wood chips that I have down. Put topsoil underneath it, so it's good to go when the tomatoes come up. So with that, that's going to conclude this video. There's not much more I can do. It's a waiting game from here on out to wait for the planters that you guys seen to get to the right spots. Everything else is prepped. Showed you the buckets, and just because you don't have a lot of room doesn't mean you can't grow. I mean, literally, Brussels sprouts, I got the Brussels sprouts up there, that's going in the 5-gallon. Everything that I have this year, plant-wise, except for the tomatoes, which are going to go in the ground, those are all going in the 5-gallon. The sugar dated peas are going 5-gallon. The basil will not. I'm going to put a couple of the basil in with the tomatoes just to keep keep them together. The onion and the beets are actually going to go in a different kind of a planter. I have a smaller planter for them because they don't need that much space. That's another one you can just do and put in the window. Make sure you know everything's done the right way. Do your research on it. That's what I did. Tons of research, just like on the blueberries. Like I said, I planted a peach tree and a crabapple tree, or Granny Smith tree. So we probably will not get any fruit from that this year. Hopefully next year, and it won't be a lot because you know, it is what it is on the trees. I just want something self-sustaining. That way it'll be there every year. You got to take care of it. Just like doing this. This is something that I really wasn't into a long time ago, but consider the circumstances with my back, and I can't really do what I used to do, what I used to love, going out in the woods and doing this and that. I can still do it, it's just going to be extremely hard for me from now on. So with that being said, I just started this last year. I really got into it. It really made me feel like I was doing something that would help me mentally and everything else. So it's not just about gardening, it's about learning, it's about starting new, it's about just testing to see what you can do. And with this garden this year, hopefully it works out pretty good. So stay tuned. Like I said, this is only the beginning. I'm definitely going to do more videos coming throughout the rest of the year, so you can see the progress of the planted garden. There's a lot of YouTube channels out there doing a lot with gardens, but this is literally just a guy not knowing the pH. I mean, I know what pH is, I know what the soil is, but just the survival side of it. If you can plant it, you can grow it, you can eat it, it's always good for us. So as always, guys, stay at the ready, and I'll see you on the next one.